My Elmer's back on the line. Hello, Elmer.
Hello to you right back. Your melodious voice out there, and hello to the gentleman down there. I've been tinkering around a little bit. Gentlemen, I got an insulator. That's all there's to it. I've got an insulator. I'm going to go up with the AM radio and a little homemade beam, and I'm going to have to go for a long walk because I've got a high voltage insulator just cracking its rear end off. The other day when it rained, I can hear a mouse pissing on cotton in Georgia. Over.
Well, I'll have to think about that one.
And why would you think about that one, Jimmy?
Well, I mean, just how much noise does a mouse urinating on a piece of cotton sound?
0.00000 beep beep beep. That's all, folks. A 0 decimal point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's kind of like listening to flies on the moon.
Okay, I've got a different microphone here today. I can do some weird things with this mic, but I'm not going to. First of all, this is what got me in trouble with Bob Heil. I took his Goldline GM5 and I tied both the narrow and the wideband filter of Nikes together. And I have a 0.0 ohm capacitor keeping the floating fanning volts, and I've got boxes of those, by the way, if you need them, keeping the fanning volts off of the microphone. I'm running both this is a Heil GM5, both wide and narrow simultaneously. I told Bob one time, I said, Bob, you're going to go out of business if you do this, but you need to put a payphone booth at every end of your show. Let person get in there and let them talk on this both phone booth, and Dr. KVA is going to build it for you. That's right, Dr. KC9VKV will build this video or audio booth for you, so they'll know exactly what microphone to take home that day and sound like the broadcast transmitter they are. Well, guess what he told me? Lou, you're going to cost me a whole lot of money. Get the hell out of
here. Roger. Bob was definitely an innovator. A person that was at the right place at the right time most all of his life, Roger.
I met him at R&L Electronics in 1996. I was doing sales calls out there on something. No, I was doing a fire. I had to go as a certified witness to a fire. It was a fire that Goodman had. Someone had put a furnace in a trailer, and it was only meant for home only, and the LP gas wasn't. It was made for high pressure LP gas. They were running on with the big orifices for natural gas. Well, anyway, blew the trailer up, kids, did everything. So I had to go over as an expert witness and stay 3 days and testify, because they go after the deepest pockets, which was good for me. Anyway, make a long story short, Bob was at the R&L Electronics, and we were talking. And I told Bob about the Behringer stuff. And you know what they did? They ordered it that day. When I told them about the little Behringer preamp, R&L started selling them the crazy out of those things.
Yeah, Roger that. It's quite a person, from back in the rock and roll days, building those high compliance speaker enclosures that nobody had even dreamed about before.
Oh, Bill was a legend. Bill's totally Bill could spend 5 minutes with you and know where they're at 15 minutes and know everything there is about you from womb to grave. I'm just telling you right now, from the fetus to grave, Bob could read people really good. And when I told him about the GM5, I told him I had 3 of them. And they were keepers, and all 3 of them were modified. I got one for Yaesu, one for ICOM, and one for Kenwood. I love my GM5s, and I love how I take the switch out, and I put both mics. Now, the ICOM's the only one I got to put that 0.01 ceramic mica in there to keep the voltage from knocking out the microphone. But this is what you're listening to right now, live and in living color.
Roger, it looks good on the scope. You were a little bit heavy. What was the first mic you had in there?
The RE27. I put it back in its box, and this microphone here just outshows it every day of the week. I get there and tell people what I'm talking to. They say, Lou, you're crazy. You can't do that microphone. I said, I sure did.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the bottom end as that first mic did, but, the top ends are very similar.
Oh, I can take care of that. I think you helped me get rid of that problem there. Hold on. I could take care of that really, really quick. Yeah, I can take care of that. Stand by, please. Stand by. Yeah, I can take care of that. You wanted bottom end, I just gave it to you. There you go, Mr. KC9VKV. I just gave you all the bottom end you need right there. And boy, is it showing on the bird meter.
Yes, sir. You might be a little muffly there. I'd back off about 3 clicks.
All right, there we go. I'm back. I got too close to the microphone, Jim. Oh, Lord. Got this bird meter humming over here. I'll back away from the microphone, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. So, what are you going to call that new mic?
I'm going to call it Johnny Badass.
JBS.
Yes, sir. JB, yeah. I'm telling you. See, you started telling me some stuff years ago when I first met you. And you had me convinced that, you were making these little... I've seen them made before. I had a guy make me one, put it in a D104 one time, and it was the best. By the way, my Brownings are going over to Chris Nomad in Louisville Saturday morning at 12, and they're supposed to stay there all day, and I'm supposed to be able to go back at 5, and I turned the sideband switch on sideband. And there are several switches in the back that you can make this Browning go, but I bought that brand new in 1977. It is a multiple frequency. They even got talk on 10 meters as well, but I don't use it for that. But I'm going to have you some old time fun here for long. We need to put you up I got several of them over here, Antron 99s. You put one of them up over there and get you on one of these old plate modulated radios. I don't think you got room for anything else, do you, Jimmy?
Nah, I don't believe in AM. I mean, they just don't have the quieting unless it's a 50 kW now. A 50 kW will give you some quieting, Roger.
Oh, 50 kW, you'd have to have a 600 amp service at 230 volt, or 600 amp with higher the voltage, lower the amperage. 463 phase, 600 amp service. You might get away with that. 50,000 watts. Woo! Jimmy? I hate to tell you this, but 50,000 watts is going to pull a lot of current.
Roger. You'd have service from maybe 2 different electric companies. One backs up the other.
You mean a generator on standby running on diesel fuel?
I'm not sure a generator can do it. HAS is running two different power companies, one on standby, but in case the one goes down, they can switch over to the other power company.
I'm building a 200 amp, 12 volt switch. When the utility company drops it, it will not pick it back up. It's going to hold it out. My generator, I let run for a half an hour yesterday, hooked up to an LP tank. It'll go natural gas, LP, and LP, natural gas, and regular gas. Well, I'm not going to put any regular gas in it, period. It has a remote control like a Toyota, stop and start. I was in the bathroom and I noticed it was running for a long time. I had a fan plugged up to it. It said let it run for 30 minutes and let it sit for a day, let it run for another hour, let it sit for a day, and let it run for 2 hours, and then you're okay. Also, you got to look at this jewel. She's the jewel, the now of all. I cannot believe the wife got this. I wrote down all the specs I wanted in the generator, and the wife got it, including the Subaru motor. You know all about Subaru horizontal pistons. My daughter has a brand new Subaru Outbacker or something. I forgot what. No, it's some kind of 4-door sedan or 4-door SUV. $68,000. My God, it comes with a 100,000-mile warranty on anything, and that includes tires, Jimmy. Everything included with this car, this thing she bought. And she got it for 2 years because she put so much down on it. She got payments for 2 years at 0% interest. She said, Dad, I need to use some of their money. I said, that sounds good. But anyway, how does the audio sound? I believe I've been told several people, Lou, stay with the microphone you got. Stay away from that RE27.
Well, I don't know why. You sound beautiful on the 27, Roger.
Well, Jimmy, here we go. Jimmy, I've heard myself at SDRs all over the United States, and I was on 160 2 nights ago. I could not hear myself at all at the house, but I could through the electrical noise. I could hear myself on Half Moon Bay with a 200-watt carrier modulating 1,000 on AM And then I went to sideband. I loved what I heard. Unbelievable, Jimmy. Really unbelievable. And our friend up in Annapolis, I won't say his name, he's down in his health. I pray, I need you and treat you to pray for him too. He's got the pacemaker defibrillator, even like my father-in-law. And believe me, he's a man of very few words and a whole lot of action. I love him to death. I just hope that he pulls through this one.
Yeah, Roger. So, what's your frequency on Half Moon Bay?
Half Moon Bay's on any frequency you want. 1850 AM is what I was listening to myself, and then I went to sideband at 1890. 1900 sideband, and I started talking to a bunch of people in California. They can hear me, and I can hear them through Half Moon Bay, but back here is nothing but frying. Jimmy, there's something going on. There's an insulator bad somewhere. I threatened Duke. I was going to take a sniper rifle and shoot the damn thing. And they said, you're the first on the list to be locked up. I said, okay.
Roger. You mean out there at the farm?
Got it at both places. And I can't put up with this. I mean, I'm paying my utility bill. And this is underground utilities. But there's so much high voltage that's going around. There's 6950 kVA just going down the road, 900 feet from it.
Yeah, Roger. Well, just turn your A&L on.
Won't do it, Jimmy. I'm forced to use an SDR receiver from now on until I don't know what else to do. I'm going to pipe in my sound. I'm going to take my Bose sound system, and when I key up, it'll mute it. When I unkey it, see, I've got these SDR receivers. I've got 3 of them over here. If you ever want to play with one, let me know. I've got 3 of them over here called SDR Play Pro 2, and it's got these switches. You hook in your radio, you hook in the antenna, and you hook in it's got 3 different PL259 connectors. And you got a radio on your screen. You can receive anything, do anything, you name it, you can do it. If you don't want to spend all the money for a transceiver, the SDR Play Pro 2 is the way to go. You can get on YouTube and watch how people love using them for receivers. Just turn the volume down on the transmitter. But all in all, I see the time is 4:27. Do we have anybody out there would like to get their audio checked and get a sound check, and Mr. Dr. VKV can put it on YouTube? Please come now.